Climbing Mtfuji. Mount Fuji is a high mountain with an elevation of over 3,000 meters, but because of its popularity, many people try to climb it without much thought, which has led to accidents. Mount Fuji is by no means an easy mountain. You need to be fully equipped and have the courage to descend the mountain if you are not feeling well. You should never go alone, especially if you are not physically fit or have knowledge of mountain climbing. Also, please follow the basics of safe climbing, such as keeping up with weather information, and enjoy an accident-free climb. In order to ensure safety when climbing Mtfuji, restrictions on climbing have been implemented since 2024. Traffic restrictions: a gate will be set up at the trailhead at the 5th station of the Yoshida route, and the following traffic restrictions will be in place, except for those with mountain hut reservations. The trails will be closed between 4 p.m. and 3 a.m. the following day. The trails will also be closed if the number of climbers exceeds 4,000 per day. Information on traffic restrictions will be posted on official SNS and other platforms as needed. Those who pass through the gate will be required to pay a fee of 2,000 yen per person and per trip to use the trails. In addition to the existing 1,000 yen Mt.Fuji conservation contribution, voluntary donation, this will bring the total to a maximum of 3,000 yen per person. In order to prevent dangerous behavior and violations of etiquette in the mountains, please follow the instructions of the Mt.Fuji climbing appropriateness instructors appointed by the prefecture. Those who do not have sufficient knowledge or experience in mountain climbing should be accompanied by a mountain guide or other person. Climbing at night is not permitted for anyone other than mountain hut guests. You can make a reservation to pass through the Yoshida route on Mtfuji in Yamanashi Prefecture on the official Mtfuji climbing website. A toll fee of 2,000 yen must be paid in advance to make a reservation for the pass. Please also help us by donating a Mtfuji conservation contribution. Optional. Payment can be made at the same time as the toll fee. Please note that this is a reservation for the pass, and not a reservation for lodging at a mountain hut. In recent years, the number of foreign tourists climbing the mountain lightly and without any luggage has been increasing, and there have been some accidents. Unfortunately, some people have been lost. There were men wearing t-shirts, shorts, and sandals, some with only umbrellas and water, and some foreign women trying to climb in t-shirts, skirts, and heels. Not only adults, but children should also be properly equipped for climbing. On August 11th, a Myanmar climber who happened to be passing by found 2 American children, ages 12 and 8, who were feeling unwell on the descent path from the 6th to 5th stations of Mtfuji's Subashiraguchi trailhead, reported the incident, and rescued them. The 2 children started climbing from the Fuji Yoshida trailhead with their 43-year-old mother at around 8 a.m. on the 11th, and after reaching the summit at around 6 p.m., they got lost on the way back and headed toward the Subashiraguchi trailhead. At around 10:20 p.m., about 14 hours after they started climbing, they complained of feeling unwell, including nausea due to fatigue. The mother and her 2 daughters had come to Japan from the United States for sightseeing and were wearing light clothing such as sneakers, and it is believed that they had not registered to climb the mountain. There are also many overseas visitors whose plans for climbing were disrupted by their light clothing and not having booked a mountain hut, and who end up curled up together in light clothing and resting outside in sub-zero temperatures. Even if you plan to do it as a day trip, you may suffer from altitude sickness or be unable to descend immediately. Be well prepared. Hiking shoes should be high-cut with hard soles. Because Mount Fuji is covered with volcanic gravel, shoes with thin soles such as sneakers will get holes. Sandals are not allowed. Raincoats should be divided into pants and jacket. The wind is very strong on Mount Fuji, so durable hiking rain gear is recommended. The temperature difference between the 5th station at the trailhead and the summit is 9 degrees during the day and more than 13 degrees at night. In the event of rain or wind, the perceived temperature will drop even further, so you need to bring enough cold weather clothing. Inner wear should be quick drying, such as synthetic fibers. Cotton underwear, pants, shirts, etc. are difficult to dry when wet, which can cause body heat to be lost. Once you leave the forest zone, there is no shade on the hiking trail, so hikers will be exposed to strong sunlight. Don't forget to wear a hat to prevent heat stroke and sunburn. Even if you don't plan to stay active until night, be sure to bring a headlamp. Due to congestion on the hiking trail or deterioration of physical condition, your descent may be delayed. After sunset, it gets dark quickly, and if you don't have a light, you won't be able to see your feet and walk. The most common reason for giving up on a climb is altitude sickness. To prevent altitude sickness, it is important to drink fluids frequently during the climb. There are no water sources or taps on Mt.Fuji. Bring the amount of drinking water you need, taking into consideration your physical strength, or buy drinking water at the mountain huts. Chocolate, nuts, cookies, candy, and other high-calorie foods are recommended. Sweets are effective when you are tired. Don't forget to bring salt to replenish your body, as you will sweat a lot. Be sure to bring a garbage bag when climbing, and take home any garbage you produce. It is strictly prohibited to leave garbage in toilets, etc. Please take your empty lunchbox home with you. Bring coins, 100 yen coins, for toilet tips. Most mountain huts do not accept cards. Bring cash for mountain hut accommodation fees, drinking water, and other purchases. The hiking trails on Mtfuji are not linear. To avoid getting lost, keep track of your location on a map. A map with distances and course times is useful. A compass is useful when visibility is poor. Wear sunglasses with UV blocking lenses. A mobile phone is useful in case you need help with rescue or get separated from your friends. There are some areas with poor reception, so turn it off when not in use to conserve battery power. On Mtfuji, injuries and sprains caused by falls are common, so bring a first aid kit with you in case of injury. Bring any medications you normally take, such as headache medicine and stomach pain medicine. A towel can be used to wipe away sweat and can also be used as a substitute for bandages or triangular bandages in an emergency. The causes of people getting lost are varied, including lack of weather information, etc., tourist mood, not having sufficient equipment, lack of knowledge and experience, unreasonable climbing or a tight schedule, overconfidence that they will not cause an accident. Fatal accidents have also occurred among experienced climbers who should have been knowledgeable and well-equipped. There are 3 rules for Mtfuji, including the prohibition of climbers who are not fully prepared from climbing outside of the summer mountain season, so please observe these rules. Prohibition of climbers who are not fully prepared from climbing outside of the summer mountain season. Climbers who do not have sufficient knowledge, proper equipment, and a plan are prohibited from climbing. Weather conditions are particularly severe outside of the summer mountain season, and it is difficult to ensure safety as rescue stations and toilets are closed and mobile phone signals are difficult to receive. 2. Be sure to create and submit a climbing plan. Climbing is at your own risk. However, in order to ensure rapid rescue in the event of an accident, be sure to create and submit a climbing plan that includes the itinerary, members, equipment, emergency contact information, etc. Before climbing. Please note that submitting a climbing plan does not mean that you are allowed to pass through closed mountain trails. 3. As a matter of climber etiquette, bring a portable toilet. Mountain huts and public toilets above the 5th station are closed, except during the summer mountain season. If you are fully prepared and planning to climb, please bring along a portable toilet to protect the natural environment. You should also collect your own waste and be sure to take it home with you. The trail to the summit of Mtfuji is closed except during the summer mountain season. Just wearing chain spikes on your hiking shoes can be dangerous, as you may slip and be unable to walk. Make sure to bring winter hiking shoes. Mtfuji is a high mountain with an altitude of over 3,000 meters, but because of its popularity, many people try to climb it casually, which has led to accidents. Mtfuji is by no means an easy mountain. You need to be fully equipped and have the courage to descend the mountain when you are not feeling well. Never act alone, especially if you do not have the physical strength or mountain climbing knowledge. Also, please follow the basics of safe climbing, such as keeping up with weather information, and enjoy climbing without accidents. Even in summer, the temperature near the summit drops below freezing. Please do not climb Mtfuji wearing only light clothing just because it is summer. There are some acts that are prohibited by law on Mtfuji. Violators may be subject to penalties such as imprisonment for up to 5 years or a fine of up to 1 million yen. No collecting plants or animals. You cannot pick flowers or fruits or collect insects. Walking off the mountain trails will have an impact on the precious ecosystem, so please stay on the mountain trails. 2. No taking out lava or stones. Not only is it forbidden to take pebbles home, but moving them is also prohibited. No graffiti. Graffiti on buildings as well as rocks and stones is also prohibited. No setting up tents or making bonfires. There are no tent sites on Mount Fuji. Please stay in mountain huts. Bonfires are prohibited. Burners and stoves may cause fires, so avoid the areas around mountain huts and crowds and be careful when using them. No letting pets loose. It is prohibited to let animals loose in special protection areas. As a general rule, please refrain from bringing pets into mountain huts or climbing with pets. The hiking trails on Mount Fuji are made of volcanic gravel, so climbing with pets may cause injury to your pet's paws. The mountain will close for this year soon, but if you plan to climb Mtfuji, please plan ahead, be prepared, and enjoy it safely.